Hello and welcome back to Coronation Street Update. Tonight, the Theo Silverton murder mystery takes a dramatic new turn. A recovered phone. A furious detective. A father caught between family loyalty and justice. And a shocking discovery that could tear apart one of Weatherfield's most complicated relationships. Because this is no longer just a murder investigation. This is personal. And what happens next could change everything. Full cinematic narration script. For weeks, suspicion has spread across Weatherfield like a shadow. Every clue, every lie, every hidden movement on the night Theo Silverton died has created more questions than answers. But now, a single object may have just detonated the entire investigation. Todd Grimshaw's missing phone. The device that vanished during the chaos. The device Todd desperately needed. The device that could contain answers nobody wants uncovered. And when that phone is finally recovered, everything changes. Because the fingerprints found on it don't belong to Todd. They belong to Brody Michaelis. And suddenly a whole new nightmare begins. At first glance, this discovery should be treated like a breakthrough. Evidence. A lead. A fresh direction. But for Detective Kit Green, it becomes something far more dangerous. A personal crisis. Because Brody isn't just another name in the investigation. He's Kit's son. And in that moment, the line between detective and father begins to blur. You can almost feel the panic, the fear, the desperate instinct to protect someone you love. Kit immediately insists Brody had nothing to do with Theo's death. He points out that police already have a suspect behind bars. Summer Spellman. The case appears straightforward. The evidence against her seems overwhelming. The investigation should already be moving toward a conclusion. But Lisa Connorswain isn't convinced. And that's where the real conflict begins. This isn't just a disagreement. It's a collision of values. Duty versus blood. Professionalism versus parental instinct. Truth versus loyalty. Lisa understands something terrifying. The moment emotions enter an investigation, objectivity starts to disappear. And suddenly Kit finds himself standing on very dangerous ground. Because every defense of Brody raises more questions. Every emotional reaction creates new suspicion. Every attempt to protect his son risks making him look compromised. And that's when things take a darker turn. Lisa warns Kit to stay away from the case. A clear instruction. A professional boundary. Final chance to step back. But Kit Green has never been someone who steps back easily. Especially when family is involved. The warning isn't enough. The pressure only grows. And viewers know exactly what makes this situation so explosive. The more Kit tries to protect Brody, the more people may start wondering why. But while tensions explode inside the police investigation, another target remains firmly in Kit's sights. Gary Windass. The man who simply refuses to stop attracting suspicion. The man whose past refuses to stay buried. The man Kit cannot seem to let go. And perhaps that's because Gary remains one of the most psychologically fascinating figures in this entire storyline. A man carrying years of secrets. Years of mistakes. Years of darkness. Even when he says nothing, suspicion follows him. Even when there is no direct evidence, people wonder what he knows. And Kit knows it too. Later in the week, the pressure intensifies. Kit confronts Gary once again. More questions. More scrutiny. More attempts to crack the wall Gary has built around himself. But Gary remains frustratingly calm. Frustratingly guarded. Frustratingly difficult to read. And that's exactly what makes him dangerous in Kit's eyes. Because innocent people often panic. Guilty people often hide. But Gary does neither. Instead, he absorbs the pressure. And that unsettles everyone. What makes this storyline so compelling is that nobody appears entirely trustworthy. Summer insists she's innocent. Flashbacks seem to support her version of events. Gary continues hiding something. Brody's fingerprints suddenly appear on crucial evidence. Todd's missing phone creates even more questions. And Lisa finds herself caught in the middle of a growing storm. Every clue points somewhere. But no clue points clearly enough. Not yet. And perhaps that's exactly the trap Coronation Street wants viewers to fall into. Every new suspect feels believable. Every revelation feels significant. Every theory feels possible. Then another twist arrives. And the entire narrative shifts once again. Because what if Brody's fingerprints are completely innocent? What if someone deliberately used him? What if Gary is hiding something unrelated to murder? And what if Summer is being sacrificed for a crime she never committed? The possibilities are becoming endless. Future predictions. Looking ahead, the biggest danger may not be Theo's killer. It may be the growing conflict between Lisa and Kit. Investigations survive on trust. Partnerships survive on trust. And trust is beginning to disappear. If Kit continues pursuing his own agenda, he risks destroying his professional credibility. If Lisa pushes too hard, their partnership could fracture completely. And if Brody becomes more deeply connected to the evidence, Kit may be forced to make an impossible choice. Protect his son. Or protect the truth. Meanwhile, Gary remains a ticking time bomb at the center of everything. Whether he's guilty or not, it feels increasingly likely that whatever secret he's hiding is eventually going to explode. And when it does, Weatherfield may never be the same again. Dramatic ending. One missing phone. One set of fingerprints. One detective torn between family and duty. And one murder mystery that just became far more complicated. But the biggest question remains: who is really hiding the truth? And how far will people go to protect the ones they love? If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Coronation Street drama here on Coronation Street Update. Trust us. This story is only getting started.